There's 3 questions along the
There's
same line
gentlemen
of, can we get a new guild website?
I'll deal with that later. I think that a website's a good idea, but I don't think that we need one. I'm pretty sure Discord fills a lot of those roles. But if a website seems to be something that someone wants to do that I trust, then we can work together and make sure that happens.
Moving everyone to Olympus 1 is all well and good, but he needs to keep trusted people as the guild master of the other Olympuses as well, so shit like what happened with Olympus 3, 4, and 9 doesn't happen again. What is your plan for this?
I'm going to be completely honest. Whenever we have one main Olympus guild, there's nobody stopping someone from making Crusade 4 right now. But nobody gives a fuck about Crusade 4. It doesn't matter if somebody makes another guild if it's not populated with people. Just because you have a couple of dipshits in a guild, then I don't think that really is going to impact us in any way. Because people realize it's not an actual guild, it's just somebody who made it called that, and it doesn't really make an impact at all. I don't think.
I guess for more specifically regarding Olympus 3, will that be given back to you?
We'll work on that. I'll talk to them. Like, that's like more of a specific thing, and it's like not something I want to address in front of a bunch of people, because it's like, you know, it's like a personal thing, right? And that's like something that's, regardless of what happens to that, that does not really affect everybody else in the guild.
Older OG player here with a 9 to 5. Is there any interest in a night/weekend/raiding PvP teams?
Why don't you ask in the Discord? And, you know, ask in guild.
We will have that, for sure.
Yeah, we'll have enough people for that. We have more raiding teams right now, I'm pretty sure, than any other guild on the server. And it's just gonna get more and more.
Getting a lot of duplicate questions now. I think that's about it. Unless anyone has any more serious questions they want to post in the channel. I'm seeing a lot of duplicates. Someone just said timelines, question mark. I'm assuming, when do you plan on enacting these things?
Everybody come on over to Ironforge if you're level 60. Come on over. Meet up in Ironforge at the same place that we're always at. Right along the edge. We have another one.
What are we going to do about specific guilds targeting Olympus members and body camping them because of that?
Well, what are we going to do about that? Like, what do you think that we're going to do? We're going to get more and more people in the guild, and we're going to body camp them back. The fact is, we have an overwhelming majority on the server. It might not seem that way because, you know, a lot of people are just like in town, but think about every single large-scale PvP encounter. It always ends with the Alliance overwhelming the Horde. That's because we have more influential people, and we have more people in general on the Alliance. And if people want to go out of their way to camp Olympus members, then we will deal with that.
Would Asmon consider raiding every week with a different raid for a more personal feel?
No, because the idea of being part of the guild to get a personal relationship with me is not the goal of the guild. Now, obviously, whenever I have more characters, then that's going to happen organically. But the reason for me doing that will not be to give people a more personal feel. I don't want people to be in the guild exclusively because it's Asmon's guild. Those are the same stream zombies that put me on follow in world PvP and get sappered down in the first 5 seconds of an encounter and make us look like a joke.
Gonna lose 90% guild members. That's
well, it's a good thing we have over 10,000 people.
Cass asks, will there be a list of leadership/officer roles that people can choose to apply to, like recruitment officers, class officers,
yes.
PvP officers, etc.?
Yes. And that's basically it. Yeah, class officer, PvP officer, etc.
As a member of O12, we constantly have around 75 members online. We have accumulated around 50 level 60s and have bonded as a group. If we merge, can we all try and stay together in the same guild?
We'd love to have you stay together in the same guild. Like, we want everybody to stay inside the same guild. We want all the 60s to be like, well, it's like you have like level 40s and stuff. Like, obviously we don't want like level 40s in the main guild. Now obviously we will fill the main guild. And, you know, if that's like a few people that are like 55 or something, it's okay. But we'd like to take all the high level people and make sure that they stay together. And I think that's the smartest thing. But yes, I do want you all to stay in the same guild. I don't want this to be a thing where it's like fucking, I don't know, like one of those like World War II movies, and it's like, oh, well, you're going to this place and I'm going to this place and we're never going to see each other again. And they're like waving goodbye while they're on the train, crying, looking at each other. This is not going to happen. Like, we're going to get everybody in the same guild. Of course.
How will known Spurgs who are Olympus be dealt with? They will try and join the main Olympus and potentially risk in the guild because that's how they feel good about. I think the main examples, such as Ferris, who wants to join O1, will definitely do what he can to join us.
I bet he will.
I can't wait to
What do
kick
you-
him out of the guild, dude.
What do you want me to say? Like, we just kick his stupid bitch ass out of the fucking guild. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's it.
Sorry. Good one of a follow-up question is, can we also see it to look at class leaders as well for people who might have questions?
That's what we're going to do. We're going to have 2 class leaders. I've already decided that.
Cool.
Yeah, 2 for now. If those people are overwhelmed with the amount of questions, we'll go ahead and we'll expand that. And then we're going to have basically 3 different applications. We're going to have actually 4. We're going to have a raid leader application if you want to be, I don't know if it's an application. Like, mainly the application is the fact that you put together a fucking raid. But
Standards.
PvP. Yeah, PvP. PvP officers for World PvP organization there. On top of that, we're going to have just general officers for like guild upkeep, and then after that we'll have class leaders.
Since the lower Olympus guilds are going to be recruiting guilds, what is the incentive there for officers and GMs of those guilds to stay there and smooth the transition? Feels like it's going to be mayhem.
Probably for a few days. Is it worth not doing it because of a couple of days of chaos? No. We'll be making this clear to everybody as time goes on. Like, yes, obviously there will be some parts of this that will be chaotic. Of course. It's the way it goes. But we'll figure it out. Like, I don't think that's like kind of the way, you know how Blizzard said that they weren't going to do realm mergers because people would have the same names? It's like, yeah, of course that's an uncomfortable problem to deal with, but does that mean that you should just let an entire realm die? No. That's my take on it.
I've noticed some guild members are asking for professional help like Crusader and Chant. I think that with that one specifically, Whisper Slowbow.
Slowbow
That's
has Crusader. Every single person is yeah, we have like guild enchanters and guild blacksmiths, and we have guild leatherworkers. For example, like Cass is the guild tribal leatherworker. I am the guild armor smith. I can craft the Lionard helm. The only pattern I don't think I have right now is the Stronghold gauntlets. I ended up not buying it. It's like 1,500 gold. I probably should have, but that's currently what's going to happen.
Members in Olympus Strike Force want to ask, what would be the qualities for PvP officers that you will be looking for?
The ability to gather a raid and have that raid do what you want. I don't want to, as in a general rule, I don't want to give people a promotion or say, oh, you're an officer now. There's nothing stopping you at this exact moment from making a raid to go into Blackrock Mountain and kill people trying to get into Molten Core. There's nothing stopping you. And the people who take that initiative, I'll notice, and I'll basically take that into consideration. And that will be the biggest determining factor as to whether I'll promote them or not.
There's about 100 current spots in Olympus 1. How you be making room for more level 60s moving forward?
There's 250. And we'll be removing inactives. Like, there's one right here. Grantis, last online 1 month. Level 10 Warlock. You know what? We don't need him in the guild anymore. That's another spot for a 60. It's just that easy.
Fuck him.
Fuck him, dude. If there's a level 17 who logs on every 2 weeks, you know what? We're going to get rid of him. Does that make sense?
I may have missed this part, but how will people that is low level at this time, like me, be able to rejoin Olympus once we've got level 55 plus?
You're going to go ahead and play with the people in the guild and do that through the Discord. And there'll be different ways for people to group up and do things like that together. We might even make a separate channel that people can join, like Olympus PvP, Olympus Raiding. And I think that's the main thing. And then you can also, I might have an application process that we can use. And then that application process will be coupled with a trial of, like, you know, playing with you, perhaps, you know, a dueling portion where we have people duel you. And if you suck at the game and you're just absolutely terrible, you just don't make it in yet. And that's fine. Like, if you get denied, that's fine. Apply again and get better.
Who should the level 60s and Q contact when they finally get in game later tonight?
Any officer in Olympus 1.
People are asking if we could purge all members below 60 in Olympus 1.
We will do that if we have to, but we'll be doing that based off of how often they're online. And if they stay offline long enough and they're not 60 fast enough, we will obviously get rid of them. Does that make sense? And how long is the queue anyway?
I have 1,600 left, 101 minutes. And
Today,
people were saying 4 hours.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
What the
It
fuck?
was 2.3k when I got on like an hour ago.
It's fucking retards. Oh, it's not going to affect the queue. Yeah. Look at this, dude.
I joined Olympus 2, and I'm very happy with the community in that guild. Everyone is helpful. I'm a level 51 mage. What will happen to us low level that are about to hit 60? My goal is PvPing and destroy the old rank 1 player here. All the best from Iceland.
Can't wait to see him. You're not getting kicked. Nobody's getting kicked. We're just kicking inactives.
What are our plans for?
Play with you. Yeah, go ahead.
What are our plans for World PvP? Do we ever plan on taking over Gurubashi Arena and getting trinkets for our boys? Will we be contesting world bosses?
Yes. That's why we're doing this. The entire purpose of this is to do it. Like, whenever I tell you guys something, remember a few weeks ago, man, it's like a week ago, whenever Esfon did that big raid and, you know, all the other guilds came and we ended up going to Orgrimmar. I went online and I asked people to join up. You know how many people we got? It was like 20. It honestly made me depressed.
Yeah, it was really bad. We had rogues doing top damage.
Yeah.
Bad.
That's not going to happen anymore. We're going to have, that's why we're consolidating the guilds, because I can guarantee you there's probably some guy in Olympus 11, one of those 50, 60s, that would have liked to come to that raid, but he didn't know about it because my group was in Olympus 1. That's the problem.
Was Discord used to communicate the need for this?
I didn't use Discord specifically because I didn't want people to snipe us, but yes, I have used Discord for other things in the past, and it's had a better result, but I think also people haven't used Discord as much as I think they should.
Yeah. For that specifically, Goku and I had set up a PvP channel, and a lot of us that day were in that PvP channel. Um,
We'll do like 5 more
For-
questions.
okay, yeah, I already did last call. For those who are interested in forming raids or world PvP groups, what is the appropriate way of doing that?
In guild
I think-
chat or in Discord. If you like LFM PvP, so it's the way it goes.
How will the World Boss tags be distributed to different raid teams? I think specifically, myself and some other people are setting up stuff for Thursday. If you want to message me or you can message Goku about that, we can fill you in.
Yeah. I mean, like we've talked to some members in the other guild to set up a coalition to make sure that happens. Yeah. 100%.
Will the existing level 60 officers who are currently officers in other guilds be able to remain in said guilds to assist with moderation in those guilds while taking place in the raids and being treated as if they were in Olympus 1?
I'll deal with that. I'm not really sure right now, honestly. That's like my real answer with that. I mean, how do they want to handle it? I think I'm going to sit down with them individually and just talk to them and see what they say. I think that's the smartest thing to do rather than, make a universal rule because, you're dealing with individual people in leadership roles. And I think because of that, I want to make sure that those people, are dealt with on an individual basis.
Aside from raiding / PvP / world bosses, would we also form groups for gold farming or rep grinding spots such as Timber Mall or Frost Saber Grind? Since I've seen no one talking about that.
I don't know. Will you? Ask in the Discord. Ask in Guild.
Hades has been making great progress. In fact, we're doing our first guild Molten Core raid tonight. We're not an official Olympus guild. Is Hades still valued in the Olympus community? Would it be possible to get shout outs every now and then to let people know we have a welcoming Horde community on Harad?
I think McConnell does that more than enough. But yeah, sure.
I think those are about all the questions. I'm seeing a lot of duplicates now.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think this is something I've wanted to do for a while. And it's one of those things that I've really kind of been, I was not necessarily nervous, but I was apprehensive about doing it. And I hope this is the right decision. And honestly, I'm 99% sure that it is. I think this is the best way forward for the guild. And this is the best way forward for us as a community. Again, look at the amount of people. If you, by the way, if you want to be invited into the main guild, you're one of the 60s that wants to be invited into the main guild, come over to Iron Forge, line up, and let yourself be counted because you're about to get invited. There are more people here in Iron Forge from our guild than every other guild in Iron Forge put together. That will become more and more the case as we show world presence and success in the game. We're getting, the thing is that I think the issue was that at the beginning, we grew so fast as a guild, we weren't able to accommodate that growth. And this meeting is where we take that into consideration and we do accommodate that.
Okay, last question. Are we planning to do meetings like this more often? This was great and helpful.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I'm okay with doing that. It's not a big deal to me at all. I mean, if people want to do meetings more often, it depends on whenever I have time, but I'm going to also delegate officers to have responsibilities to do that as well and to kind of distribute the the guild leadership decisions and everything like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think this earnings call type community is probably what's best. Having everyone open mic was awful, as you saw.
It was kind of fun.
Good thing I didn't stream it, huh?
Yeah, good thing.
Someone did, I'm sure.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I mean, like, I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me, honestly. If somebody streamed it, I don't give a shit. I'm not mad. I'm obviously going to tell everybody what's happening tomorrow on my stream. I just wanted to make sure that I did this off stream as a measure of good faith and the fact that this is not just stream content, but this is something that I want to do personally. And this also for anybody out there, if you are watching on somebody's random fucking stream and you want to be part of the guild and you're 60, this is the clean slate. You will get invited, and if you suck, you will get uninvited. We're consolidating everybody into, right now, one guild, and if we need to, 2 guilds.
Also,
you guys
Twitch
put this in
Prime.
Yeah, of course. If you guys need to understand this, like if we bring everybody in our guild anywhere, the servers crash. No other guild on the server can do that. No one can match us even close. There might be a number of guilds that have very great teams, but no one can match our numbers.
But crashing the server isn't fun for anybody.
No, it's not. But the point is, it's not necessarily crashing the server itself. It's the idea of being able to have enough people that you have an overwhelming presence that you can control an area.
But if the overwhelming presence is the sum that everybody can no longer play, that's like a really weird end goal.
Well, if you need to meet the numbers of the other horde that are doing the same thing, it's mutually assured destruction, which is better than getting farmed, isn't it?
I think I'd rather farm than play the game and look at a login screen. I was trying to flex
I don't know.
1,000 bad
I mean,
players.
You can sit in a graveyard or sit on a login screen. To me, either
Same
way,
thing.
you're not playing the game.
Yeah, I think it's a dispersed world presence is important. We don't want to consolidate 400 people in one singular spot, and I think that's a message that needs to be conveyed to everyone. It's not that we want to take 5 raid groups to Blackrock Mountain at any given time. It's that we want, maybe 2 raid groups at Blackrock Mountain, 2 raid groups in Fellwood or Eastern Plaguelands, a raid group in Stranglethorn contesting the chest. Like, you don't have to. I think the big takeaway here is you don't need to have Asmon forming your PvP group to be successful in phase 2. That's things you can do amongst yourselves. You can use your guild chat as a resource. You can use the Discord as a resource. I think it's just important moving forward to have a distributed world presence that's not entirely contingent on Asmongold streaming.
Please, holy shit, please. It's like, unless I'm doing something, nothing happens. That's why we're promoting up more officers to do that. With the world bosses, yeah, we are going to bring in a bunch of people and we're just going to overwhelm anybody else. Like, we've already created coalitions with other guilds and we'll go from there. Like, of course, yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult to be able to get the world boss tags. I mean, nobody in here should expect to get world boss tags regularly. It's just not realistic. There's too many people on the server, and only 40 people can even get it there. So even if you're part of the guild that gets it, you could not be part of the team that gets it. We'll have probably maybe a section to talk about world bosses and timers and everything in the Discord, but that's something I'll work on with the officers afterwards.
Okay, I think we're all good.
Okay, so guys, again, I want to go ahead and reiterate basically what's going to be happening for a lot of the people that are new or weren't even here for the whole thing. Basically, what we're doing is we are solving the 2 problems that people have, had with the guild. Number 1, that the server reputation is bad, and number 2, that we've earned that reputation by inviting anybody and having no quality control. The way that we're solving that is we're going to be consolidating the high-level players all into one guild or potentially 2 guilds. And after that, we're going to be basically pretty much getting all of the other people into larger consolidated leveling guilds and then building it out from there, rather than having so many fragmented guilds out there to where there's nothing really going on. So again, if you're 60 or 55 plus, we'll start with 60, and depending on how many we have right now, we might just do 55 plus. If you're 60 right now, come over to Ironforge, line up, and let yourself be counted. We're going to do invites to everybody. Any 60s. This is a clean slate. And this doesn't mean that it's this doesn't mean that there's like no expectations here. Like if you join the guild and you're dog shit, you're going to get removed. And in terms of the leadership and the roles in the guild, we are going to basically have 2 roles. We are going to have member, and then we are going to have raider. That's it. There's going to be no veteran. There's going to be no, because I know people have paid for promotions and stupid shit like that. We're not doing that anymore. It's not going to happen. So that's currently the plan. Let's see. We'll go ahead and start. All right, everybody go ahead and just, let's see. Let me get my macro to start inviting people.
By the way, if you're an officer in Olympus 1, don't invite Gotcha Base. He trolls the fucking guild a lot and shit talk.
Yeah, he does. He actually got banned yesterday.
The priest?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I
guy.
just saw the name go on it. Okay, Gotchi, we've got to talk. I played with this guy before, and so if there's an issue with him, we'll deal with that. But in terms of drama, I want to be really clear about that. If you have drama and you have trouble, we're just going to kick you out of the fucking guild. Like, I'm not going to arbitrate this shit anymore, right? I was using it for stream content for a while, but it started to give me a legitimate fucking headache. So if you've got problems, you've got this trouble and, all this like weird ass bullshit, just deal with it or not. This is not something that the guild is going to deal with, right? If you cause trouble, you are trouble for the guild, and we're not going to deal with trouble. Anyway, let's go ahead and start doing the invites. Anybody who wants to be invited who's 60, line up, leave your guild, and you'll be invited. Message one of the Olympus officers. Let's see, and this is 60 right now, but we're going to go ahead and do probably 50. We'll do 55 plus for now. Yeah, 55 plus is okay. Let's see. Yeah, just G quit so we can invite you. While we're doing all this, we'll go ahead and do the any more questions that people have.
I have a question. What are the new leveling guilds going to be, and which ones are being disbanded?
We're probably going to have. That depends on how many people that we have in Olympus 1 right now, and so we're probably going to consolidate everybody into Olympus
5, I think it was.
Olympus 5. You guys want to do Olympus 5? We could do Olympus 3.
We can do Olympus 5 because I've got control of it, and like we've not had any problems with there. I'm working on getting officers in there as well.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can just do that. It seems fine with me. And yeah, just start inviting everybody in. And again, like, we have literally like hundreds of people online in all of these guilds. We need to make sure that these people are all part of their own, all part of one guild, a cohesive guild. And the officers that you can message right now are Octobers, Slobo, myself, Melee, Loy, Goku, Panda. All of these guys, you can message them.
Asmon, don't you think that you kind of contradicted yourself just a tiny bit? Because now you're just inviting a bunch of 60s that like could be complete dog shit at the game. And
did you hear what I said about the
roles?
process? The what?
The roles is what you're saying?
Yes, we're going to do the roles, and then we're going to individually play with people. We're going to give everybody a clean slate. That's what I said.
Okay.
Everybody's getting a clean slate.
So this is more like a month worth of like investment to like to see who's good and who's bad.
I don't want to have somebody who's been part of Olympus 4 for like a month or something like that to just not be able to at least have a chance of being able to prove themselves. Are a lot of the people that are getting it? Yeah, okay.
You said 55 plus, was it?
Yeah, 55. I mean, 53. I mean, it's not a big deal. Like, how many slots do we have? Like, let me see. We've got 200 slots. I mean, we can fit a few 50 pluses in here. It's not a big deal. Like, those people are going to hit 60 soon anyway. And if it becomes an issue later on, we'll just kick more people out.
A bunch of us have alts in here as well. We don't mind leaving if we need to.
Yeah. Do we have any more?
Any
more concerns?
Yeah, I got something from someone. They asked, is there anything we could do for like guild RP / community events, not so much based on PvP or PvE, but more like a guild promotion day that the whole guild could be a part of to help promote things?
Yeah. I think that a really good guild promotion event is winning world PvP. People don't want to play with losers.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's interested in RPing. I mean, go to an RP server.
Well, I mean, like occasionally we do like recruitment drives and stuff like that, where we'll invite people who are 60, etc. But other than that, we are probably going to have in like maybe 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, after like this transition's completely done, we could have an application process for people who want to join the guild who are 60, unless they, come in by a, like an officer's recommendation.
Don't you think you want to change the whole concept of Olympus 1, Olympus 2? 'Cause before, like, that idea of being in a lesser Olympus was actually, like, really made people feel insecure. Like...
Well, what's the problem with that?
Well, people viewed it as, oh, I'm in Olympus 2 or Olympus 3. They got, like, shit on for being in the lesser Olympus. So you get memed about it. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why Olympus 3 guys just left and started their own guild.
And now they deserve it because they're not good enough to be in a 1.
Well, if they want to rejoin Olympus 1, we'll welcome them back with open arms.
Yeah, I think consolidating down to the main guilds, at least the level 60s who can prove their worth eventually, will solve the issue, because if you're a level 60, you won't, and you're good, you won't be in one of the lesser Olympuses.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're leveling guilds. I mean, we have a very, very large, like, Crusade has a leveling guild. I mean, that's what you do, is you join the leveling guild until you're ready to join the main guild. That's the way it works. And we'll have a recruitment process for people to get into the main guild. If we have too many people in the main guild, we'll make a second main guild that are all quality players, obviously.
I don't think people should get shit for being in other Olympus guild either. The person who's talking
Yeah,
shit
that just
is
seems
probably
stupid
not
to me
very
anyway.
smart either, and they shouldn't really be in the guild.
Oh, I
It's
agree.
completely
Yeah.
stupid. I think having these tier guilds will probably give people something to aim for. Like, if you want to be in the main, obviously get to 60 and start playing with people, and I don't know, if you're good, then you can get in.
Mm-hmm.
So does this mean, what does this mean for Olympus 3, 4, and 5 at this point?
They're going to be leveling guilds.
Yeah, they're going to be leveling guilds.
And once you hit 60, you will have the opportunity to prove yourself to be in Olympus 1, and if you don't meet those standards, you'll be removed.
Nothing keeps people from playing between guilds. Just because you're in Olympus 1 doesn't mean you can't play with people from Olympus 2 or 3 or 4, whatever.
I agree with you, but this was like an actual problem between like other Olympuses. Like, people would meme,
but people
like,
who cause any trouble are probably not very smart. That's the thing. I don't talk shit about other people, and I don't think.
Well, it's like, of course you're not in the main fucking raiding guild if you're level 13.
No, as well.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of a dumb fucking thing is that? Of course.
Like, I can say from personal experience, when I had my main as the GM of Olympus 5, I had Olympus 5 under my name, I had no problem finding a raid team. I had no problem participating in large-scale PvP with, like, Unbind or getting spots in dungeon groups. I think that the people that overly care about that kind of thing are not people you'd want to group with anyway.
Just like oversensitive, weird people that are, status conscious, status obsessed. So one thing, as I said, I mean, we basically, across everybody in the guild, we have every pattern in the game. We have every boss in the game down. We have more people in the game. Everything here is, it's as good as it can be. And I think that we should really have more people, in the guild, and we can show that off, and we can show what we can do. I think that's basically what it comes down to. And officers will be making evaluations as to who's willing to be able to be staying with the guild and everything like that. And we'll do that as time goes on. I know a lot of you guys are probably in queue right now. Not everybody's online to know that. If you're one of the officers in the other Olympus guilds, let them know that if anybody who's 60 is in those guilds, to message an officer in Olympus 1 and they will invite you. And I'm going to be redoing the ranks in probably, I don't know, 30 minutes.
If you can make that like your guild message of the day for level 60s to message us.
Okay, I got lay on hands. It's fine.
Do you have Holy Wrath?
Did anybody just get DC?
Are we crashing?
I just.
Yikes.
I'm not. No, I'm running fine.
We might have too many people in one spot in Ironforge.
I see a lot of people disappearing though.
Yeah. It's the Thanos snap, dude.
Back to layering, boys.
I think it's an Ironforge thing because I'm in Maradon right now and I'm not getting any lag.
Yeah, if you've gotten your invite, try to move away from this area just because it's too many people.
Yeah, you can just be on the other side.
I got back in. I think it was just a continent because I was in WPL and I got DC.
So all of the other leveling guilds are going to be consolidated. Do we want to consolidate everyone into Olympus 5?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm doing MC as soon as I get done. I'm gonna go into Olympus 5 and get some officers put up that I know are trustworthy.
We'll plan on consolidating all of the leveling guilds into Olympus 5 then for now. And as more people join up and everything, we can make a second leveling guild as well. The leveling guild quality control is, by the nature of it being a leveling guild, going to be very low. As long as somebody's not a fucking retard or obnoxious, then it's going to be fine. If there's anybody else that needs an invite into the main Olympus, message me INV for an invite, and I will, not INV, I mean, just fucking ask for a guild invite. I feel like I'm on stream. It's not how it works. Gotchi, we're going to have to talk. Like, I know that there's like some problem or whatever, like that you had with people. I don't want to deal with that right now, but we'll figure it out.
Alright, I'm gonna put the guild notes up in the announcements channel. Just give me a few minutes to get them all up there because it's practically a novel with how much was said.
Undyne, did you have something to say?
Hello? You guys hear me?
What up?
So here's my 2 cents on everything. I think if you guys are really serious about world PvP, you need to make everyone go engineering. Engineering is just the best profession for both PvE and PvP. I have a mandatory requirements section for farming Ungrow that you guys can just copy and paste here if you make a text channel. I would honestly just say someone needs to step up, like start organizing groups, because that's the most important part. I'd start with STV, Arena Chess, because that's a good way to get some practice in. And, yeah, just start with that. And like, there's 50 Horde at BRM right now, like 50 plus. It's like one layer. People are actually going to be camping BRM now. So like, take the initiative, like go to BRM, clear it out, like make a name for yourself. And, pretty much that's it. Like, if you win, people are going to follow you.
That's right. That's why so many people join you. And if it wasn't for that stupid bullshit, we would have you'd probably still be in the guild. So in terms of making engineering required, I mean, there will be people in the guild that just PvE, and like that'll be kind of okay unless we find it to be an issue and like a limitation. At the point where we're so full of people that that actually becomes an issue, then yeah, we will start requiring engineering. But right now, it will only be strongly encouraged.
Yeah, I don't think you should overestimate people. Like, we've been in BRM the last few days. The players are really fucking bad. They're not even geared. Like, it's not like you're going against raid teams that are like apes or something. Sure, having sappers and stuff and engineering is a really good idea, but you can be fine without engineering, especially early on. Maybe you'll end up going against like actual PvP raid teams, and sapper is going to be required, but that's a completely different story. Servers can't even handle this currently. So
I think that's going to be down to the specific PvP squads. I know for ours specifically, that is going to be a requirement to have engineering at least at 205, so you can use zapper charges. It costs like maybe max 80 gold. Maybe it's going to go up a little bit after the removal of layering and everyone doing it for phase 2, but at least get enough so you can zapper charge. Preferably even get high enough so you can use like the rocket helm. The transponder to get to Tanaris is also really good.
Sapper is the requirement.
Yeah, you only need 205 for Sapper, by the way. You only need 205
Yeah.
engineering.
Good nifty stopwatch as well.
Yeah, nifty
What are the-
stopwatch, FAPs, and Sappers. That's all you need for World PvP.
And Ball of Impending Doom, really good as well. This is some items. We'll probably end up after this in the PvP text channel. We'll add another text channel that'll have some of the mandatory. Well, I wouldn't say mandatory, but some of the very, very important requirements for organized PvP come phase 2. Just so it's something that a lot of people can work towards. You won't have it day 1, but it's eventually something you want to be prepared for, and that does include things like engineering items, FAPs, lips, those kind of things.
That's right. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I've got. I'm going to go ahead and move down into another channel, and we can go ahead and I guess you can take it off of the what do you call it? The thing where nobody can talk now that we're kind of done with all the announcements. And, you know, well, hey, if you were streaming the fucking thing, not for long. Yeah.
Okay, but you have to say the thing before you leave, though.
What's up, y'all? It's me, your boy. Well, actually, like, thanks for being here, y'all. It's your boy Asmongold. You know? Yeah, there you go.
Follow my Twitter, post dank memes.
Yeah.
Twitch Prime.
Exactly.
For those of you who are still around, we're probably going to go fuck around in our BRM now, if servers can handle it, just to kill the raids that are going to raid now, like the Horde ones.
I'll probably go on my warlink.
Okay, if you're looking for a raid group, whisper bald if you're looking for a raid group.
For 7 p.m. server time every Sunday. We one-shot every boss in a Molten Core under 2-hour clear times for the second best Olympus raiding group.
By the way, if we had this many people in Discord constantly, imagine how much more lively it'd be, how much easier it'd get to raids and groups.
Yeah,
I think it sounds lively now because everyone's muted.
By the way, I changed the permissions. If you want to be able to talk now, you just have to leave the channel and rejoin it. Yeah. If you won't say some dumb shit, I'm just gonna permaban you. I want to know who you are.
Oh god.
Oh, that might be one.
Oh, I'm scared.
That might be one.
Doesn't take long.
Release the boys.
Hey guys.
Hello, everybody. Oh god.
I'm out.
I'm so sorry.
I know. Silence. I think he's gone. He's gone. Oh no.
Damn, I can't wait for all of this to be in one guild chat. That's gonna be lit.
Join Atlas. Join Atlas. Join Atlas. Join Atlas.
Better to read off.
Why'd you abandon us? Watch us crash Discord now.
Johannesburg's.
Anyone here ate us?
Only default.
Okay. You know what? Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
Just now.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you up.
The best idea. I mean, it's not as bad as it was before.
It's actually not as retarded. It's just that there's so many people in here. It's like if anybody says anything, it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, there was some people here in this channel who are streaming.
People about to crash Discord.
Big ol' crit.
Asmin, I love you.
There it is.
I love you too, man. If you're not shitty at the game.
No, he doesn't. Don't listen to him.
I'm a 51 mage. And mark my words, we'll raid together.
Oh my god.
Okay, boys. So again, if you get 60, go ahead and join the guild, and if not, go ahead and join Olympus 5 for now, and we'll go from there.
So if I'm already level 60 and all one, should I just chill?
Good shit, Asmin.
Just quit.
Yes.
No, join
Just quit
05 if you're already 60.
No,
Join Atlas. Yo, so I'm currently in 03. Do I just leave that one and join 05?
Yes. How are you in 03? There's no one in there.
Oh, I haven't played in like 2 days.
If you want to
Oh,
join
there you
Olympus
go.
5,
If
message
you were
my
in 03, you're not in
name
03
is
anymore.
Owl Druid.
Oh, wow.
One
There's
word,
no-
Owl
yeah, there's
Druid,
no
to get an
03.
invite to 05. Nail it because I'm not on it right now.
Okay, so I'll just join.
In 20 minutes, I can start sending out invites for 05 as well.
supposed to say anything.
Yo, go to BRM and kill fucking
If you're
Paul.
in Death Row and you're still here, join General 1. We're gonna have a discussion about this.
Okay.
Whisper October's for World PvP.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Go
Again,
to
guys, I
BRM.
want to say thanks a lot for coming in here and being part of this. Really means a lot, and
Thanks,
we're gonna just
Asmon,
keep
this
doing
was
our
awesome.
best. Okay.
Yes,
Thanks
for having the meeting.
Nobody,
Sure, man. Thanks.
like there is nobody that leaves this call who should feel like they're no longer part of the community. Everybody is still part of the community. It's just we're changing the way that we're going to have people be part of the guild. That's all. And it's going to be better for everyone.
Amen.
I don't know what the fuck you idiots are saying, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. Thank you.
See you guys
Later, Asmon.
Bye, Asmon.
Guys are looking for a raid team. Whisper Bald.